This is Sarcasm Speaks. I'm Jared. He's Bob. And if you're watching on YouTube, the guy below us is Finn, making his triumphant return back to the show. It's been probably since we lived in Mansfield. It was probably the last time we run.
Yeah, I think so. It's good to be back.
It's good to have you back. It's also not as good as your Wi-Fi is outside in the back.
That's fine. We'll power through it.
We'll make do. No. You don't go in just for us. I was just making a snide remark.
Yeah.
No, thanks. Well, I tried to avoid anyone walking through in the middle, and that already failed.
Yeah, like 2 seconds in, you're like, "Oh, hold on, my neighbors are here."
To be fair, we weren't recording at that time.
Yeah.
True.
And they never come into the backyard either, so it's just my life.
And then I immediately said to Dats, I was like, "Neighbors, like, is Nikos? Nikos is here."
Other people do live on the street.
I was gonna say we got a bunch of houses on the street.
Yeah.
How's that better?
Much better. Do you guys have a fucking plaque on your house? What is that?
Oh yeah, I won this when I was a kid. There was something at like Wright's Pond or something like that. I don't know. It's like a raffle.
Oh yeah, it says Middlesex Fells Wright's Tower 1937. I thought it was like, if you live in a really old house, you can apply to like the historical commission,
whatever,
and they'll send you like a plaque being like, "Oh, this house was built in like 1826."
That's actually a massive pain in the ass though, because once your house goes historical, then like you can't just do whatever you want to it. Like It has to pass through the historical people.
Yeah.
The only plaque they put on this house is an emoji of the poop
thing. Is that what the tower is called though? Wright's Tower?
That's the official name, yeah.
I never knew that.
Well, you're a person. Why would you care?
I don't know how many beers I've deleted and how many times I've ran from no cops from that tower.
Yeah.
And I never knew it was Wright's Tower. Who was Wright? Wright must have owned people, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
for sure. A house around it, but yeah, he owned some folk.
Yeah. If you own the tower and the pond.
So I've actually got an opening thought because our man is here and because our man is actively smoking a cigarette outside.
Yeah.
The question was posed in my household. If Vinny's a cockroach that can't die, what does that in fact make Finn? Because one could argue that Finn drinks close to as much as Vinny, but also treats himself way worse.
I don't know. Is there another word for the undead? I don't know. it's a curse of generations.
It's like he's just visiting from like the upside down or something.
Yeah, the very first Pirates of the Caribbean, when like they're actually dead, the moonlight shines on them and they turn into fucking skeletons.
I'm hoping there's a cure because it's not as fun as it looks.
It's not as glamorous as you think.
Yeah. It's a rock and roll lifestyle of mine, but speaking of Stranger Things, I've been trying to get into that so bad, but I fucking hate that show.
How far into it did you get?
Well, I'm hate watching it, so I'm halfway through season 3, and I still do not like it.
So you're literally almost done.
I got tired of people being like, "Nah, you got to give the show a chance, man. You got to get into it. Just wait, it'll get good." Fuck, I'm gonna watch the whole thing. I'm gonna hate the whole thing through.
What do you hate about it?
It's really hate's a strong word. It's just not grabbing me. I hate all the teenagers. I want all of them to die. I don't like a single teenage character.
Not even Steve?
Steve's growing on me. After Steve lost everything, like his girlfriend left him, he got the shit kicked out of him. He has to work in a movie theater. I relate to him now. But the rest of them, Jonathan fucking sucks.
Yeah, he gets worse in the 4th season.
I bet. Really, the whole family, that whole family except Winona Ryder, I want to
die. Big Winona guy?
Oh, the 90s, absolutely. I think it was the Crucible that did it for me.
I mean, I don't think I've ever met anyone that said they hated that show. I'm intrigued.
Right, yeah. No, it's not bad. It's just, I don't know. I just don't get the big hype about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think, shit, I can't remember now. Was it the second season? I can't remember if it was the second or the third season that I liked the least.
I think the third season was like the Russian lab compound thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And the second season was like Will was like kind of still getting some fucking not permutations,
Visions.
visions or whatever the fuck.
See, he's the character I like the least on the show.
Same.
I mean, he's by far the worst.
He is
He's
100% the worst.
He's just a walking McGuffin who just should come out of the closet. I don't know if that's a spoiler or anything like that, but he seems like a gay kid.
You know, it's funny. They try to like allude to it, but like don't actively say yes or no.
Right.
Mhm.
Gives off like big like gay vibes though.
Yeah. Season 4, they basically put it right in your face and just don't say it. So it's like, here it is, but we're not going to say it.
Yeah.
Cowardly. Just have him have a sex scene. So that's what I didn't like about the new. That's what I didn't like about the new Harry Potter movie.
There was no sex scene.
Well, Dumbledore and fucking Grindelwald can be that gay with each other. Just fucking put it on Jump Street. Let's get like a weird magic thing going on there.
Dragons flying around and sparks shooting out of their fucking cocks.
Some super strange applications of the wand. Like, that's, give me my money's worth for this one. All right.
Does this wand smell funny to you?
Oh, wow. That's a 10-inch wand, huh? Well, all right.
What's the ring size? They see it's got to be about the ring size though.
This one's got a curve to it. Oh, Jesus. Come on, man.
I think we're writing a better Harry Potter story right now.
Knowing how popular Harry Potter is, I'm pretty sure someone has written that and filmed it also already. It exists probably on Pornhub.
I probably saw some of those people this weekend because I went to the Comic-Con this weekend.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was fun. We did a lot of walking, but man, yeah, you see God's own when you go there.
I would imagine. Where was it?
The Seaport.
Oh, okay.
The
At
Expo Center,
the Expo Center. Huh. Who'd you go with?
Joe Cox, Nick Archdeacon, Jen Bozak, Richie Tetrault, and I hope she doesn't listen to this podcast. I can't remember his girlfriend's name, but
should be fine.
Yeah, I think we're safe.
Yeah.
The odds are in your favor on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, we are mostly popular in Medford, but we're not that popular.
I think Alec was asking, I was like, where are they big? I'm like, I think they had a good following in like New Zealand or something like that for a while.
Yeah.
Rumor has it there's shirts of us being made in Kazakhstan. Or no, Kyrgyzstan? Which fucking stan was it?
Yeah, I think it was Kyrgyzstan.
Oh, God.
Whatever that is.
Whatever. I didn't even know
Yeah.
it was a country.
Hey, don't talk down to that. That's your main demo.
I do wonder that sometimes about like the people that are allegedly international. Like, what are you doing? Like, hey, don't stop listening to the show. But
I guess right in. What's our appeal?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Or what's your character flaw?
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
What's your problem that makes you this way?
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is over the last like 2 weeks, I noticed we got like 12 downloads in Hawaii and like 15 downloads in like Virginia. And then I was like, oh, Jones has been in Hawaii for the last 2 weeks. And Mitch moved from New York to Virginia.
Oh, yeah, he did.
So here I am thinking like, wow, we're actually expanding. It's like, nope,
our
it's
people just
our people just
transplanting.
travel.
We're getting coastal.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, wow, we're in the Pacific Islands, huh? Like a big Hawaii following. Nope, it's just Jones.
When I go to the gym twice a year, I always wear my Sarcasm Speak shirt. So I'm doing the yeoman's work out there, you guys.
That's right. I forgot you had a shirt.
Oh yeah, I still get the emails from Teespring.
That was the old company too.
Yeah,
We switched over to Redbubble. Shout out to Redbubble.
I'm sure your shirt's better, guys.
Yeah, they put our logo on everything. Literally. Jones bought fucking coasters.
No way, that's awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool. So you guys should all go to the merch store and buy some merch. Like, be like Jones, who's in Hawaii.
Mega fan.
Yeah. So what was the main attraction of this Comic-Con? Like, what was like the
I haven't gone since 2019, but before the pandemic, I would meet up with those guys and go once a year or something like that for a few years. I know, me, I like comic books and just the girls in cosplay and all the weird shit. I got a picture of the 60s Batmobile and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you sit in it?
No, I should have. It was only $15. I don't know why I didn't. Maybe because I'm not that big of a loser, but I'm close.
I do have limits,
I do have limits. Even Batman has his limits. It was cool. I mean, there was a lot of, Kevin Smith was there, but he was like behind the curtain, so you have to pay to actually see him. But I saw like all four of the original Hobbit guys were there. Johnny Lawrence from Cobra Kai was there. Cass Smallville.
Ewan McGregor was there too, right?
Yeah, he was also behind a curtain, so you had to pay to actually see his face.
Cool. I saw a couple people posted on Instagram. They took pictures with them.
We had a really depressingly small line. Was Anthony Daniels, who plays C-3PO, and that made me very sad.
Was he behind a curtain?
No, he was right there on Jump Street. You could see him, just no one lined up to see him.
Well, the problem with him too is longevity. He's been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
Like anyone that wants a picture with 3PO probably already has one.
True. Yeah.
He's kind of grasping at straws at this point.
Yeah.
He's
like, yeah, man, you've been doing this since fucking what, 79?
Also, you're in 9 movies, but you're nobody's favorite character in any of them.
Yeah, frankly, I find you irritating.
Yeah.
And
you're
I
the
wonder,
one constant.
I really want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wonder how a robot can become a homosexual. An asexual structure.
An annoying homosexual. It's
Yes.
not even like a butch one.
Yeah.
No.
Like, was he in more than just the 9? Was he in any of the spinoffs?
He was in Rogue One. And
Okay.
I think they used the C-3PO, like, I don't think he showed up on set for it, but I think he was in the background of Solo or something.
Okay. So yeah, he's the one constant through all of the Star Wars movies, and no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, great.
Tom Welling from Smallville was there, which that guy's actually fucking humongous.
Huh.
Whenever I see people in Hollywood, I always think they're gonna be like small dudes because fuck them. But
Yeah, because Tom Cruise.
Tom Welling, he looked like he was like 6'3", 6'4". I had to check that because he's standing on something. That dude looks like he can kick some ass.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, Smallville still sucks, but just
Well, yeah, I never really watched the show. But how bad do you think it sucks for, well, maybe not because they're, multimillionaires. But anyway, how bad do you think it sucks for those guys from Lord of the Rings that made those movies, 20 years ago? Almost, yeah, 20-ish years ago. Mm-hmm. And have had nothing to do with Lord of the Rings since. But here we are 20 years later, and they still have to go to fucking Comic-Con because they did a movie in 2003 that was like really fucking popular.
Well, I wish someone would pay me, sit down for 5 hours, talk to me like I'm awesome, and I get to charge them $35 to sign my name. That sounds like a good deal.
But just from like a normal person standpoint, right? Like, you have to travel to all the Comic-Cons. It's not like they just come to the Boston one. Like, you go to all of them, and you did like I said, you did the movie 20 years ago, and that's it. You haven't done anything since.
Well, like they book you, like you can say no, obviously, but then they'll pay you the amount of money to show up, and it's just basically like I would think it's basically like an easier acting gig for the weekend. Like, sure, like someone probably asked you to say something in Elvish, and you're like, dude, I just fucking play the role. I don't know, but you know, like,
yeah.
and Guardian Levioso, it's the wrong one. That's fucking whatever. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, and again though, like people are just treating you like you're a god up there, and you know, you're charging $35 to sign your name. I can think of worse things in the world.
No, that's true.
$35.
At least, probably. I mean, I know, like Stan Lee towards the end was like charging like 250, I think, for like an autograph,
Wow.
and he wasn't even like awake for half those.
It's like if you go to get his signature verified somewhere, they're like, this isn't his signature. This is forged. Like, no, it really was. It was just like right before he died, so he was kind of like half dead already.
I'm pretty sure there's two E's at the end of Lee instead of just a trailed off L with drool on it.
I was gonna say just a line going across.
Yeah. Is that a drool spot?
And did I catch a niner in there?
Yeah.
I was seeing on Twitter. Is this true? Did Shooter McGavin real? Okay, I'm blocking on my thumb. Did Shooter McGavin really get charged for DUI?
I think so.
I didn't know if that was a prank or not.
What, recently?
Yeah.
I was seeing it on Twitter, a couple posts or whatever like that. But
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter like last week.
I mean, one of his mugshots has gone around a bunch.
that's what it is. Yeah, I didn't know if that was like just a fake
No,
thing.
I mean,
or...
but like over the years, it's gone around.
Okay, so it might be years ago then.
No, I think this was a newer one. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Shooter McGavin actor gets arrested for DUI, tells cops he was in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be a joke.
Look at, like, he's old in that picture.
Yeah, but that's not a recent. I don't think that's recent though.
Maybe
a date
not.
on that?
I don't. It's from
And fuck
TMZ though.
If that's true, fuck those cops for letting them go.
I'm reading the comments and
I'm seeing 2017.
So someone tweeted back, like commented and goes, he's currently on an HBO series. Is this an old tweet? And then the reply to that goes, I didn't realize that being on an HBO series prevented someone from getting a DUI.
You could have been driving back from set.
Yeah. Right. But imagine, like, that's just how fucking stupid people are. They're like, oh no, this isn't, they could be correct in their premise, right? And maybe this is like one of the problems with people in general is that their premise is correct, but their like thought process on like how it gets there is totally fucked. So that's why we get a bunch of morons. But like, he's currently on TV, so this must be an old tweet. Like, how does currently being on TV mean you're not allowed to get a DUI?
As I say, what's it, the Twilight Zone? He's stuck in the TV now. He can't do anything.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, that's what I mean. People are just so dumb.
That's why I can't even follow anything politically anymore. Like, I've completely checked out.
Yeah, I keep it very sparingly. It's like I just see like whatever I scroll past on Twitter or like some of the podcasts I listen to will talk about it. But I haven't listened to a podcast in probably a week. I think the last one I listened to was the Jeremy Corbell like alien episode on Joe Rogan.
I saw that. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. I've switched over to Audible and I've been listening to audiobooks just because, like, the podcast that I normally listen to, I like read the description and I'm like, it doesn't really do much for me.
As far as I know, I've only glanced at the headlines. Apparently, Trump had like a pool party and invited the FBI last week, and that's as far as I'm gonna delve into it. I don't know, it was a birthday party or something. I don't know. Everyone was over the house.
Yeah, the entire FBI came.
Yeah, that's as much as I can to investigate that story.
Yeah. And that's another thing too, like, who gives a shit either way, right? It's like, I just want him to go away.
That's the thing. I don't even have a problem with half of his policies. It just, frankly, I'm
No.
just tired of seeing and hearing about him.
The guy hasn't been president for almost 3 fucking years. And that's all anyone can talk about.
Yeah. Whatever. Like, we stopped talking about Bush at some point. Stop talking about Obama. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's, I don't know. It's whatever. But yeah, I'm just not super interested in any of it these days.
No, I don't think very many people are, to be honest. I saw this other thing again on Twitter as I was scrolling that apparently 1 million people, I think it was, in the last calendar year, had switched their political party affiliation from Democrat to Republican. Or maybe it was 10 million. It was a sizable number.
Right? Like 1 million isn't a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget the number exactly, but
I mean, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Both sides are out to get you. Who cares? Like, it's just a game.
Yeah, one is going to pretend to be your friend and do everything you want, and then they get in office and they're like, "Oh, okay, fuck you. We're going to do whatever we want now." And then the other side's like, "Oh no, we're your friend. We're here for you. We're going to do whatever you need us to do." And then they get in office and they're like, "Yep, fuck you. We're in it for ourselves."
Well, yeah. And then even like everything they do, even if it's something you want. So like the most recent one I saw was they started providing tax credits to companies for like their electric cars, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, so there's like a $7,500 tax credit, I think, like per car or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just increase the price of the cars by $7,500.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so you want this electric fucking truck? Yeah, now it's fucking 55 instead of 48. Like,
yeah.
Like, so it's like, oh wow, thank God they passed all that legislation about like cleaner whatever. Our costs are going to go down because now we don't have to get gas. Well, yeah, well now the price just went up.
Yeah.
7,500.
Really, all it is it just gets government more involved with everything, right? Because you could either pay $40,000 for a car and be on your way, or you can pay $47,500 for a car and get the $7,500 rebate from the government that the government pays Ford, let's say, and now Ford gets your money and the government's money because they raised the price of the car, and now the government is just shelling out way more money. So it's like, it's what I say all the time. Like, let's just cut this shit out and just fucking tell me the regular price.
Because they never pass on that extra money to the employees or anything like that.
No, of course not.
You know, I had a weird idea last week, which probably runs completely counterintuitive to how you're supposed to think as an American. But I've gone back and forth with it. But I wonder.
And actually, communism doesn't sound so bad.
Did the Nazis have it that wrong? No. What I was thinking though is like, I feel like because they film like all that stuff's in front of cameras and stuff like that, were the arguments to actually get things done more effective before everything was on the internet and filmed all the time? We just actually had a room, bunch of people like arguing like, "Fuck you, that's stupid," like actually making like, instead of like they make like small arguments, let's adjourn, whatever like that, and then nothing really ever gets done in Congress. Like,
yeah, whereas before it's like, Jim, that's the dumbest fucking idea I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck would we do that, Jim? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Go back to Wyoming and your stupid cows, you dumb motherfucker.
Now I know why you married your wife. You fucking like,
you represent a state that has more cows than people. Get fucked. I don't even know why you're allowed to sit here.
But like a room with some actual testosterone where people are actually like get into an argument. I wonder if more things get done that way than like when you're arguing in front of a camera.
I would say probably, yeah.
Yeah, because you can't say anything and you can't get anything done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's grandstanding too, right? When you know you're on camera, you know everything you're doing is being recorded. So it's like, well, I have to play to my base. So whereas like a closed door meeting, you could be like, All right, listen, I don't really give too many fucks
Yeah.
about the roadways. So I'll give a little bit in my budget for the Department of Transportation if you take a little bit out of the fucking healthcare budget. We got a deal.
Yeah,
And then they're like,
exactly.
yeah, sure. But you can't do that when you're on camera because people are going to be like, what do you mean you don't care about the Department of Transportation? That's why I voted you in.
And the reason I have 2 minds is I realize the idea of less transparency is very un-American. But at the same time, I do want things to actually get done that's like a beneficial. It's a lot of gridlock. Like nothing gets done.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
We're getting 87,000 new IRS agents.
I know.
That's what we need right now.
Yeah.
More IRS agents.
Yeah. That's what the country was
Inflation's really
clamoring for.
bad. Oh, we'll just hire more IRS agents to do more audits. We'll get the money that we need.
That's why I made that comment to you on Instagram about fentanyl. It's like, well, that's still a problem. Are we doing anything about that?
No.
Yeah.
Pay no attention to the drugs.
Yeah. No.
But
Unless
you
it's
guys
weed.
You guys are getting your wish though, huh? Fucking might be legalizing sports betting in Mass.
Yeah, they signed. Baker signed it last week.
It's about time.
So now we're
it's
just
a
waiting.
waiting game.
Just waiting on when it'll go. Which it might take months, dude. New Jersey had it up in like probably a fucking week.
Yeah.
Like
I bet. Well,
months.
when did they? So we actually penned it into law, right?
yeah. So it was signed last Wednesday, I think.
I wonder if it wouldn't go into effect till 2023. You think?
So if this state actually had their shit together, they would get it done September 1st because it can be done, it should be done, and it would make the most sense because then you would get all of the NFL season, including all the preseason stuff and all the futures, everything. Now, the worst possible scenario is to get this into law and have it go live like April 15th. That would means we would miss the entire NFL season, all of the preseason NBA stuff,
And
of March Madness and the Masters. That would be far and away the worst time to have it. So I'm thinking it'll come April 15th.
Probably. Well,
that way they waste pretty much an entire year.
Or why wait there? Why not start a fiscal year 2023, July 1st, when there's no sports. There's no sports. We're gonna start it on July 1st. That 2-week gap that's like the fucking black hole for sports. That's gonna be the first 2 weeks of sports betting.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're probably right though, Dads. I mean, but like, I grant that I don't know much, but I mean, I'm sure like who stands to lose the most from legalizing sports betting?
Stands to lose. So that's a good question.
Us? We're gonna lose money.
No, but so from having it legal, the people who it harms, I mean, I guess you could make an argument for the lottery.
Mm-hmm. There's still bookmakers in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I mean the bookies, but the bookies take action in a way that from a theoretical perspective, it would be the bookies. You could argue the lottery because now people, it's like instead of doing a $5 scratch ticket, they might go bet on sports, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, then it would be like the local bookies. But what's going to happen in real life is everyone's still going to play the lottery the way they play the lottery. And all of the local bookies will still be fine. They'll just shed their shitty clients that they don't want anyway. Because the way bookies operate is on, or most of the bookies now, they operate on credit. Like, hey, can you give me $100 on this team? So you don't actually have to produce the cash. No, that has its pros and cons, and that's why people fucking get murdered and whatever. But
well, that's what I was saying, because I mean, obviously, no matter what, you lose your bad clients, whatever. I'm sure that does affect a certain amount of cash flow. I don't know if people still pick up the people or anything like that, and some people might be friends with some people, so maybe the April thing is like an olive branch, like, hey, everyone just ready, it's coming. You got your last big hurrah, your last big winter, and then April goes into effect.
Man, it would be a massive misstep for the state to do something like that when all of the mobile licenses, because they have a fee too. So if you want to have if you want your mobile like say DraftKings, they want to be here. They got to pay whatever $1 million. I don't know how many million right now. And it lasts maybe 5 years. I don't know. Maybe it's like 1 million for 5 years or something. So you're going to get what should be about 15 million in free money just for people who want to operate before you even start taking taxes.
Right.
And all of those companies are already established. So all they have to do is just change their fucking geo tagging or geo fencing or geo something, geo dude. I don't know. Like,
I'm more of a grappler guy.
And it would be here. Like it would be done. Like Win already built it out. Like they could be ready to go September 1st.
Like we probably talked about that.
They
before.
probably will be built out by September 1st, and they're just waiting for the fucking okay.
Like all of these things, like they have the code for everything. It's basically just copy and paste, right? Like they already have sports betting in 17 other states or something like that. And it's like the same companies. So literally copy and paste the code, change a little bit here and there, wherever you need to change, and then you're good to go.
I believe Encore is like, they're already set up for sports betting.
Oh yeah. No, it's built. Like,
yeah, they built it. They built a room for sports betting when they built the casino in anticipation that it would pass.
Then I think they expanded it too. I haven't been there, but they got rid of the buffets, and I think they redid that whole area too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying, I'm not pretending like I know anything really about all this. I'm just saying, when we start getting November, December, and people are like, why the fuck isn't the sports betting thing like, why isn't it already turned on? I'm just putting in my preemptive theories. Like, well, maybe this is the reason. There's always going to be money behind the bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Money and incompetence.
Yeah.
Generally hand in hand.
Yeah. What is that? Shit. It's not Occam's razor. It's someone else's razor where it's like,
is it Doug's razor?
Yeah. Let's call it Doug's razor.
Gillette.
The saying is, never prescribe to conspiracy what can be accounted for by incompetence.
I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. Like, I've heard a lot of like crazy takes about the pandemic, and I've always just said, what if just a lot of people are terrible at what they do?
Most people are terrible at what they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like, they're like little kids. It's like, oh, they released the lab leak so they could take care of them. Or someone fucked up at the lab. They're like, oh no, should we tell anyone? Now let's try and clean it up.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's too fucked up. Now we'll tell someone. Should we tell everybody? Like.
Yeah.
It's like when you're a kid and you get bagged doing something that you try to like hide or clean up yourself. Like your parents are always going to find it.
I don't think that ever goes away. I think that's in people forever.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a real thing. I think we talked about that before too. Like it could have been something as dumb as, a beaker got knocked over and someone stepped in it and the fucking virus got stuck to their shoe. And then that's how it got released out into the world.
Well, that's the plot of Venom, isn't it?
I think that's the Incredible Hulk, right?
Is that gum on my shoe? Oh no, that's a symbiote.
You sneeze on someone, you're like, oh fuck, that's nothing, whatever. Something I would do, honestly, if I was like a janitor in that lab. Oh shit, fuck.
Yeah. Like it could have been anything. It's like people are just fucking stupid.
I don't think anyone's that smart. Like it's always like the thing that drove me crazy with like people like, George Bush was all behind 9/11. He's a fucking dumbass. But which one is it? Is he the greatest criminal mastermind of all time? That he started this conspiracy that's lasted 20 years and no one's even talked about it? Or is he a dumbass? Because he can't be both. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's true.
One or the other.
Because if he's the greatest criminal mastermind of our lifetimes, then it was all for show. His dumbassery was fucking faked.
Yeah, he played it.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I think he's retarded, but hey.
Yeah. I'd hang out with him. He seems like a cool dude, though.
Yeah, it seems like a really fun time.
Seems like he's like really stressed out all the time. Like, he's always like just too anxious to be alive. Or, I don't know. Maybe he's just going to sit there and be like, just want to like rip bong hits and drink light beer.
Like a Harold
You want
Kumar
to do anything, W? No, I'll just sit here.
No.
Just gonna drink this beer.
I finished my victory lap in 08.
Yeah, that's interesting. So actually, now that actually makes me think of something. What if, right? The Bush family was actually like some sort of not Manchurian candidate, but like something along those lines, right? Because you've heard all the rumors that HW was the one that killed Kennedy, right? Have you heard that?
I've never heard that rumor. That's an interesting
Yeah,
one.
well, because HW was working in the CIA.
Yeah, the CIA killed Kennedy.
I don't know if he was the director while Kennedy was in office, but
No,
he
he
did
was the head,
eventually
like, in the
become the
70s.
director of the CIA.
Yeah, it was
So
in the 70s.
maybe the guy that put him away became the director. So there's like there's a big conspiracy that HW was heavily involved in the assassination of JFK. And then now we have the conspiracy that George Bush knew about 9/11 and he orchestrated the whole thing. What if they're both out to get, the United States?
So for a very smart, connected family that's orchestrated all these crazy things, it's crazy that son lost in the primaries to a game show director.
Well, I was just about to say, thank God Jeb Bush lost, because that might have been the fucking Antichrist. That might have been the moment where we just all fucking succumb to China.
I've heard conspiracy theories about like Bush's grandfather, Prescott Bush, whatever like that. But
Yeah.
he was one of those original. What's that weird ass garden party they have in California there?
Oh,
Yeah.
they praise the owl god,
Yeah,
the owl deity.
Moloch or something. Yeah.
Mello, have you ever heard of this?
Is that the Skull and Bones?
Skull and Bones is like they say the Skull and Bones got involved with this, but it's like something gardens or something like that in California.
Because the Skull and Bones is a super secret fraternity at Yale that W was in.
His father too, and Prescott. In fact, it was either HW or Prescott that they say stole Geronimo's skull, and it still sits in the Skull and Bones place.
Oh, really? So all three of them were in the Skull and Bones?
Yeah, but
I thought it was just W.
Wait till Dad looks this up. Because
so the Bohemian Grove.
That's
the
Bohemian
Club.
That's Alex Jones.
What? Wait, what about him?
No, he infiltrated at one
so
time.
what made Alex Jones become who he is and become so popular is he infiltrated Bohemian Grove and he videoed it and he reported it and blew it up, and then that's when he became Alex Jones. Like, he was obviously always Alex Jones, but that's when he became like mainstream and popularized in the late 90s, early 2000s.
I was gonna say, I just thought it was like not having any friends in school or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, though, it's like nuts. Like there's even recordings of Nixon talking about it.
Oh yeah, I see the quote right here.
It's the faggiest goddamn thing you've ever seen, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he said this was recorded. The Bohemian Grove, which I attended from time to time, is the most faggy goddamn thing you could ever imagine with that San Francisco crowd. That's from 1971.
Wow. Well, there's theories that they make like powerful dudes like bang each other and stuff like that, so they'll keep quiet and like it's all messed up.
Yeah. Yeah, Alex Jones was reporting on it.
That's right.
And everyone told him he was fucking nuts. And then the videos came out and everything got confirmed. And they were like, oh, I guess he was right.
I don't think Alex Jones is wrong about everything, but I think he's wrong about most things.
Yeah, that's fair. But
yeah,
it does kind of have to make you stop and think when he is right about some stuff. Like he was talking about Jeffrey Epstein in the mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was like, no, go fuck yourself, Alex. Like, you're a moron. And then lo and behold, whenever that was, 2018, when he actually got caught and then didn't kill himself, everyone was like, holy shit, Alex Jones was right.
A friend of ours, who will go unnamed, still to this day says there's no way that could have happened. And I've walked him through how easy I think that would be that it happened.
Yeah, they just killed him.
Well, it's like this. It's like, oh, how could they ever like bribes when it's like this? Because they didn't do anything. You say, hey, how's your mortgage? You behind? Just take a nap for 2 hours, and we're gonna flip
Yeah.
these cameras off, and you don't know nothing, and
Right.
you'll be fine. Hey,
There'll be a duffel bag in your back seat when you go home.
yeah.
It's full of cash. Don't deposit it all at once.
Is your wife sick? Do you guys need hospital payments? We got it. Just take a nap.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. That's exactly how it works. So
Yeah.
there was a different podcast I listened to a while ago. I think it was this guy, Mike Glover, and Andy Stumpf, who are like former, one was a Navy SEAL. I think one was a Ranger. So they're talking, right? And they're talking about the Epstein thing. And they go, let's look at this from like a statistical point of view, right? What are the odds that on the night that Jeffrey Epstein, quote, kills himself, the guards fall asleep? Okay, they're those odds probably a lot higher than most people would think, right? On an overnight shift in a prison, guards probably fall asleep.
20% at least.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now what are the odds that on the night that a prisoner hung himself, that the cameras went down for a certain amount of time? I don't know, maybe a little bit lower than someone falling asleep on their shift, but still probably a lot higher than most people want to admit, right? I'm sure cameras are faulty, right? All
Faulty
that shit.
equipment. We've heard that.
It happens. And they go, all right, well, what are the odds on the same night that someone kills themselves in the prison that it's or the day before, I think it was, their cellmate gets removed from the cell? And they're like, that's actually pretty high, right? That probably happens all the time, but people get shifted around in the thing. And they listed like all of these things, and they go, okay, so now what's the probability that on the same night a prisoner killed himself, the guard fell asleep, and the cameras that were pointed toward his cell turned off, and his cellmate got removed the day before, and this thing and that thing? And they were like, that is almost impossible.
Yeah, he started doing the permutations. And also, wasn't he allegedly on suicide watch? And he hung himself with a belt, right?
Bed sheet, I think.
A bed sheet, okay.
Yeah.
And the way he did it, based off the autopsy, was he put it around his neck and pulled behind himself and choked himself like this, right?
Yeah.
Or that doesn't read on audio, but pulled behind his neck. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, it's like, come on. And I get it. I get why they wanted him dead. I'm fine with it. So guy deserved to die, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a piece of shit, but like, I wanted them to take down all the other piece of shits that are connected to him.
Well, I guess when you realize that maybe everyone's a piece of shit in that scenario, so what do you do?
Burn them all.
I don't know. Anarchy. I couldn't start a new government though. That's the only thing.
Who's going to start it? Us?
But I listen to like 20-year-olds like, burn it all down, we'll start it over. It's like, couldn't fucking run a McDonald's. What are you talking about? You can start a new government? Let's be careful when we burn something down, okay?
Yeah. I mean, so if you had to put a number on it, right? What percent of politicians, let's just say let's leave it open to all politicians then, I guess.
Sure.
Are involved in some sort of like child sex trafficking ring?
Well, I guess when we talk about all politicians, I don't think that's very prevalent on the local level, municipal level.
That's almost why I didn't. So let's limit it
to Washington.
Yeah. Anyone that's involved in Washington.
And when we say the involvement is this, I don't think very many at all. But I think just like in Hollywood, how everyone knew Harvey Weinstein was a piece of shit and didn't say anything.
Right.
I think most people knew or heard about that, but it's like, doesn't help my life to be the guy who talks about this shit. So whatever. Hey, did you hear that they do that freaky shit on the island? Let's not even fucking get into that. Like that type of shit.
Yeah.
I think 85% of the people had heard something. It's like, is that true? I don't know. I don't even want to look into it. That type of stuff.
Yeah. So that checks out. I was going to say somewhere between 10 to 20% of politicians are actually involved in some sort of child trafficking.
I would say less than that. But I mean, if you want to say, if you're complicit just by hearing something from two parties away and never saying anything and never saying someone should look into it, then I would say probably most of them heard something. But
Yeah.
I don't think most of them are involved. And then again, it's like you hear from like a jerk off alderman, like, hey, did you hear what's going on with Witch-McCall and Epstein? It's like, well, I'm not even gonna waste my time on that. But I think most people heard the tales around Washington. I think. I don't know. I don't work in Washington. I sound like a jerk off myself, but that's my theory.
No, I mean, I think you're probably right. I think you're onto something there. I think most people have heard that, right? Like if Alex Jones was able to figure it out and talk about it in like 2006, then the people that actually work in Washington knew about it.
Yeah, like it's like I don't just like say you're a regular senator. It's like, hey, we're having dinner with Clark, whatever the hell. I'm not gonna go up for drinks with that guy. I heard some weird shit. Oh, really? What? I don't even want to get into it. Like that type of stuff probably went around.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anyone was investigating it, or like president saw it, or like fudged taxes and was like implicit in it and stuff like that. But I feel like everyone probably at least heard the rumbling. They're like, yeah, I heard that story too. It's a little fucked up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it comes out to be, what is it, like 500 and something people are in Congress?
Yeah.
So if you include all of their aides, right, you're looking at, probably at least 1,000, 2,000 people. I mean, 10% of that would be 200 people. I feel like if you're going to have some sort of like underground fucking creepy ring, it's going to have at least 200 people in it. It's not going to be 12 people.
I just don't know how big of a ring it is, though. Like, I feel like I hear like I'm sure like because Kevin Spacey didn't just start grabbing guys' dicks in like 2015. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure people heard about that for years and years and years. They're like, well, I didn't see it on set, so I really don't know. But yeah, I did hear that story. You know what I mean? Like people heard about it, but I don't think there were like people involved that much.
Yeah. What you really have to do is lean into it, like Andy Dick.
I bet he's leaned into a lot.
Everyone has known forever that Andy Dick was a huge fucking just weirdo and wicked fucking gross. And he's like, yeah, I know I am.
All my stuff's on Jump Street. You're not going to find me in some secret island. I'll be down the street. Buy me a couple drinks. You'll see the whole show. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just one of those thoughts that I have always had. Like how many people like are actually involved? I've wondered.
I think more people heard about it than you would think, but I think less people were actually directly involved than you would think.
Yeah.
So I don't think people are that evil, but I do believe people are that lazy.
And incompetent, right?
And incompetent, yes.
I gotta see if I can find out. Never, what is it? What did I say? Never apply conspiracy. Could be incompetence. Let's see if I can find out whose razor this is.
Come on, Doug.
Hanlon's razor.
That's not a name.
Yeah, I like Doug better.
Or Denny Hamlin, maybe.
Never attribute to conspiracy that which is adequately explained by incompetence. That is Hanlon's razor.
Is that Hanlon's only competent moment?
Probably.
Making that quote.
I didn't know one of the substitute teachers at Medford had a razor and a fucking theory behind it.
Yeah, Dr. Hamlin? No, that was Hamlin. Dr. Hamlin. Right?
So what did you say?
Hanlon. Hanlon.
I need to solve the pan dilemma here.
Pam. I said Pam.
Dad, was Hamlin that English guy?
Was he English or just old?
Yeah, no, you made up the whole story about him in high school. Remember you said it was fake. His accent was fake. He was actually like an ex like KGB agent who's killed like 300 people or something.
He'd have this like posh English accent and then go down to the pub and like roll up his sleeves with all these tattoos. Blimey, these fucking cunts down at the high school.
I remember you came up with such a fucking elaborate backstory on Dr. Hanlon.
He was basically Billy Butcher in my head.
For anyone that didn't go to high school with us, if you're listening, there was this very old, unassuming British man who was like a permanent substitute at our high school, and nicest fucking guy in the world, like super soft spoken, like assholes like us would take advantage of him all the time. And Finn decided to give him a wild backstory.
Or I had it right, and that's why he was so nice. He got the aggression out after work. Cage fighting and doing whatever.
That was like, who was that, Newell or Sawicki? They used to say that about Wilson. The reason why he's happy all the time is because he beats his wife. Like no one on earth could potentially ever be that happy unless you beat your wife.
He was a very happy guy. I've never seen a guy that content. It was something. I don't know. I don't know if it's that or maybe he's going to the Bohemian Gardens or whatever like that. I don't know.
He's the owl deity.
Yeah, he used to dress up as Moloch.
He's Moloch the Fourth.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hope Coach Wilson doesn't listen to this.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
No, he's an educated man.
Yeah.
Yeah, MPR for him.
Yeah. He also fucking crushes it. Pretty sure he's still at Medford High. But when I worked there a few years ago, when I was still at Compass, and when I had a kid that went there, and I was in a meeting, I was like, for the whole school bullshit. And I stopped by Wilson's office and talked to him for a little bit. And he was like, yeah, you should really try and get into teaching. He's like, you probably can't teach here because I'm the only anatomy teacher and I'm not going to give that up. So you're probably going to want to go somewhere else. But he goes, he's like,
go toe to toe with me, son.
Yeah, because I was telling him like I wanted to be an anatomy teacher, like a high school anatomy teacher, and he was like, "Oh yeah, no, it's perfect, but you're not going to do it here.
You're not gunning for me, kid.
Yeah,
I'll fucking chop you down before you even fucking start."
So he was like, wife. Yeah. At the time, he goes, "Yeah, I've been teaching here for 9 years." He goes, "And I make 6 figures." Because you can't fucking beat this. I'm a school teacher. I get summers off. I barely work. Because I don't do anything.
Well, he must get hero pay.
Yeah.
Because the teachers are the real heroes.
So I can only imagine what he makes now, because this was probably like 4 years ago.
I was gonna say, the cops never take it seriously when they get the calls to my house.
Well, yeah, they're not the heroes. It's the teachers. If the teachers were taking the calls, they'd be there.
Oh yeah. Teachers are laying it on the line every day.
I would love to have someone fucking make me watch Finding Nemo like 5 times in a year. Call that a hero. Hero's work.
Yeah, I'm way too hungover to do anything today, so we're just gonna watch a movie. All right, cool. Are we at least gonna watch a good movie? No. We're gonna watch Macbeth or fucking Thomas Paine.
Mr. Murphy. Do you guys have a Mr. Murphy?
I had Murph.
I never had
Murph. It was a rotation of Finding Nemo and Jurassic Park.
Osmosis Jones.
Osmosis Jones. Yep.
Yeah, that was something.
I think I learned more from Miss Punch than I ever did from Mr. Murphy.
She was sneaky, like one of the most intelligent people like in that fucking school.
She was a doctor. She was a doctor.
I think she had 3 PhDs.
Yeah.
I think I remember someone saying she had 3 PhDs.
Could have been me though. Like, I don't know. I could have been making that up.
Well, I mean, now let's be real. Those PhDs are probably in like psychology and fucking other useless things or philosophy. But
I mean, sometimes I know a guy that's like, he works in like the kitchen at like Brigham and Women's, and he's like a certified engineer back in his country, because he doesn't speak English that great. Like, he's taking like the English language shit, but he's just like working in the cafeteria at the hospital. And they'll like get him to like fix shit sometimes, whatever like that. But it's like, like
that's wild.
Yeah, that happens.
Give us your weak. Give us your poor.
Yeah, exactly.
Provided they speak our language.
Yeah.
Give us your engineers, and if they don't speak our language, well, they're
They'll
going to
serve
be
our
kitchen
food.
staff.
We'll have them refill trash barrels or whatever. But I don't know.
I don't know why he needs to know English to drive a train, though, as an engineer. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Especially the ones I saw when I was a kid. They drove themselves. They had faces and everything.
Well, if he was an engineer, he'd be out of work right now. So there's no
True.
trains, no trains in
True.
Boston.
Thank you, Buttigieg. Or Wong or whatever, whoever I can blame for that.
Yeah, all of them. Fuck all of them.
I fucking can't stand Buttigieg though. He's the worst of them all.
Yeah. They want him to, well, potentially run for president.
Yeah, on what?
Yeah. He went on paternity leave when the country needed him the most.
The only time his job has ever mattered.
Yeah. Literally the only time the czar of transportation matters.
And it
He
wasn't like it
goes
was
out.
to take care of his partner, because his partner did not give birth to this child.
Nope.
They're wealthy enough to have help.
Yep.
So like,
Yep.
and also, so South Bend, Indiana, is that like the same size as like Waltham?
Probably.
Why would I want the mayor of Waltham to be the president of the United States? Just because you were in the military and sucked dick, like, does not make you a hero.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just fucking dumb.
The bar is
a
going to be a
dumb
little higher for me. Bad.
All right. Well, we got to do 2 episodes tonight because my bachelor party is this weekend. So
Oh yeah.
if you you're more than welcome to stick around if you want.
I think I'm going to tap out on one. I think I'm.
All right.
But
So,
it was good to join you guys.
Do you have a final thought?
I don't know. You guys see any good movies lately? I don't know. Like any movies you think suck? I wasn't too impressed with Thor: Love and Thunder though.
I haven't seen that yet, but I did watch Lightyear last week.
Yeah.
Not good.
Well, I couldn't get past the main like sprawl, because it says this is the movie that inspired Andy, but there's like a lesbian couple in it. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they were making cartoons for like people in 1994 with like lesbian couples.
Yeah, pretty sure that's accurate.
I get the Better Call Saul finales on tonight. That looks like it's gonna be good.
Yeah. But
That's
no,
it.
I think that's it. There was another movie that I watched recently that I thought was okay. I can't remember what it was. Scratch, you watch any movies?
Dude, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to. My fucking shit keeps malfunctioning over here, but like, that's only what the computer tells me. Have I watched any movies? No, I haven't watched any movies.
Well, it sounds like you're not connected to the microphone anymore. It sounds like you're speaking into the computer microphone.
Ah, fuck.
I'm sure it's reading better than my voice, to be honest with you. I have like a fucked up pair of iPhone things.
It's all right.
Yeah, sorry. As you guys know, final thoughts have always been my strongest segment. if you guys want to go back about 240 episodes,
Yeah.
see that.
Well, Scratch, you got a final thought? Or do you want me to go while you figure out whatever you're doing?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Can I hit? Nah, fuck. It's coming through the laptop.
Yeah, the laptop is what's going right now.
Yeah. Final thoughts. Technology sucks dick.
Yes.
I can't get this shit to fucking work.
Yes.
I've been recording for fucking I don't even know how long with this mic, and now it's malfunctioning. So go fuck yourself, San Diego.
I'll just blame it on my electric personality, though.
Yeah. All right. So for my final thought, Dat's tweeted about this from the Sarcasm Speaks thing. So again, you can follow us on Twitter at sarcasm_speaks over there. But I think it's hilarious that the government passed a bill called the Inflation Reduction Act. And first of all, most of what's in the Inflation Reduction Act actually has to do with climate and taxes. So people's taxes are going up, which everyone on the internet was flipping out because on the campaign trail, Biden said, if you make less than $400,000, your taxes will never go up under me. but now he just raised taxes for everybody across the board. And also there's a lot of like random like climate, again, provisions and things like that in this thing. So it's called the Inflation Reduction Act, and everything in it has to do with climate change and the income taxes. So my get fucked is politicians, again, for just making shit up, right? They're like, we want to pass this bill about climate and increasing taxes. Let's give it a clever name called the Inflation Reduction Act, because who's going to vote against that, right? And anyone that does vote against it, we can run their name through the public square and drag their name through the public square because they voted against inflation reduction and inflation bad. Because no one's going to take the time to actually read what's in it and realize it has nothing to do with inflation. And my favorite part about it, and this is what Dats tweeted out earlier, in fact, economists have analyzed it, and the Inflation Reduction Act is actually projected to increase inflation for the next 2 years. So you quite literally cannot make this shit up.
This guy, I actually voted for Biden too. He doesn't cease to amaze me. Like fucking, like just the ridiculousn's. Like I thought he was like a moderate masquerading as like a heavy liberal just to get elected.
Yeah.
And he was going to turn around and fuck everybody. That's fine. That's okay. The stuff he put, like nothing makes sense.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing
I don't
makes
know.
sense.
I don't know who they'd run. I don't know who the Democrats could actually run in like 2024.
They don't have a candidate, which
Like-
kind of is hilarious because it makes me think that they might throw Hillary out there again.
You know, I've been hearing Beto O'Rourke. That's when
Oh,
you know you're
God.
fucked. That's when
Yeah.
you know you're fucked. If that's
Yeah.
your go-to guy.
Yeah. The white guy, what's his name? Chris O'Rourke, who got
Chris
his
O'Rourke.
nickname from his fucking Mexican nanny. Like you were so rich growing up that you had a live-in nanny who was Mexican and called you Beto. So now that's what you go by because you're hoping that, you know, it's like 1894 and televisions don't exist and you hear the name Beto O'Rourke and you're like, oh, he's a Mexican guy with a name like Beto. Well, yeah, he's probably Spanish. Nope, he's white. He's white as fuck.
Dude, he's like a Mountain Dew Kyle type of white.
Yeah. Yep.
But you know what? Whatever. I think it'd be funny. I think they should just run Anthony Weiner. I think that'd be the funniest. Whatever, right? We're just going for laughs at this point.
You know what would be like a very tragic thing would be if they ran Bernie and he won. Like he finally wins at like 84 years old and then he just dies in office.
I also think Bernie's a really good guy. And I also think that's the reason why he would never get anything fucking accomplished in office.
Yeah.
Like people would just be like, no, no.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah. No, if we make universe, no.
Not happening.
He'd be the most corrupt one leaving it. You just like, he throws hands up 3 months in the presidency, be like, fuck it, I'm lying in my pockets. I can't do anything.
You can't get shit done here. So who wants to pay me?
There's nothing to be done in this country. Fuck
yeah.
it.
All right. Well, that's my final thought.
All right.
My Inflation Reduction Act has nothing to do with inflation, and it actually increases it over the next 2 years. Pretty great.
I'm looking forward to it. I already make far too much money as it is.
Same.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking how much I'm not giving back.
Yeah. I'm glad inflation's just going to take care of that for me.
Yeah. Rob Reiner, you heard that. I'm with you, man.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, like, rate, review, subscribe. Even if you're an audio only guy, subscribe over there. Tell everybody you know about the show. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Twitter again is Sarcasm_speaks. Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. The website is sarcasmspeaks.com. Thank you to mybookie.com Use the promo code Sarcasm Pod when you sign up to save 10%. No, sorry, you don't save 10%. That's the next read. You will double your first deposit at mybookie.com with promo code Sarcasm Pod up to $1,000. The next one saves you 10% at grillyourassoff.com. Sarcasm Pod over there gets you 10% off your entire order every single time you check out. Multi-use coupon over there. Great guys. Love Grill Your Ass Off. I used them tonight when I made a steak. So until next time. Good night.